Hey, all you worthy viewers and listeners, it's me, JD, your Viewmaster, aka Justin Doyle, here with our host.
Bobby Fleming, hello everybody.
And this is the Fleming Film Podcast, and we are here to talk our Oscar thoughts, because the Oscars were just this past Sunday, and we have lots of thoughts about them, so let's chat Oscars.
So, I think we all knew Soul was going to win Best Animated Feature.
Yeah, it was like a long shot in Vegas. It was like minus 5,000, so you'd have to bet $5,000 just to win $100.
That seems a bit pointless, doesn't it?
It sure does.
and I'm glad that Daniel Kaluuya won Best Supporting Actor because he was well deserved of it.
He sure was, and Laura Dern really gave him a great shout out for when she was introducing them. She thanked him for his performance.
Yes, definitely. I did not. I wasn't sure about Best Supporting Actress. After the BAFTAs, I was kind of sure about the Minari, the grandmother from Minari. I can't remember her name.
Yun Jung.
That's it. Yeah. What did you think about that? Because I know you loved Glenn Close. Were you let down because Glenn didn't win?
Well, I just, I knew she was not going to win, unfortunately. I thought she, to me, had one of the better performances of all of last year in general. So it's unfortunate that she didn't win. But, Yun Jung's acceptance speech was awesome. She really, she's like, I don't even know why I'm up here. You guys must, want like an Asian to win this time. But she was just cracking jokes, and you can tell she just really loves her job. So I'm still happy with it. Glenn Close is one of those rare birds out there who's so good at what she does, but doesn't have that top recognition for it. Because she's never won an Oscar, so it's a little sad.
It's very, very sad. Glenn Close hasn't won an Oscar yet.
She's been nominated a few times, though. What? How about for best sound?
I think we all knew The Sound of Metal was going to win, and I knew it was deserved it. Same with its editing award. Although I was surprised that The Father didn't win.
The Father?
Yeah, because you told me how well it's edited.
Well, yeah, it is. It is very well edited. But my favorite of the year was Sound of Metal, just because, like I've said 1,000 times, the way that the story makes you feel like you're also deaf with him was pretty remarkable. And I think everybody who saw that movie feels the same way.
Definitely. Sound of Metal is on Amazon Prime in the UK now, so if you haven't seen it yet, I recommend you check it out.
I recommend you check it out too, because of the 8 films nominated, that was in my top for sure.
Yeah, I was happy Promising Young Woman won Best Original Screenplay.
Yeah. That was, we're not surprising, we were all really rooting for it, and I think really happy for it. It was the first award given. It was original screenplay.
Yes. I always thought they would start with Best Supporting Actor or Best Animated Film or something.
Yeah, no, going out with one of the 2 big ones, adapted screenplay and original screenplay, where The Father did win for adapted screenplay, and it was that or Nomadland that was really getting the push. Let's see here. What did you think about The Father taking it?
I had a feeling it was going to. I wanted One Night in Miami to win personally because I thought that was quite well written.
Yeah.
But I've not yet seen The Father, so when I go into cinema and watch it in June, I might think differently.
Yeah, I liked One Night in Miami as well. Borat's subsequent movie film was up. It won its previous time up when Borat was up for the Oscars. So It didn't win the second time though. That would have been crazy for the same character, same like a sequel, pretty much winning an adapted screenplay would have been a first, I think.
Yeah, that would have been quite good. That would have been quite funny. The other thing that really was strange about the ceremony, sorry, is the fact they announced Best Picture in the middle.
Yeah, it was the third to last. It was the third to last award given, which I have lots to talk about. But we'll get there. I think when we talk about Best Picture and Actor and Actress. But another non-surprise, Tenet winning for visual effects.
I think Tenet needed a lot more nominations than that, personally. I think Nolan should have got nominated for Best Director, Luke Wigg should have got nominated for Best Score, and Holt Van Hoyten's cinematography. Hello, Academy, why didn't you watch Tenet?
Yeah, it may have gotten bitten by that COVID bug where because it was released during that time it not only did it, I don't think he passed out screeners, so you had to go to the theater to watch it or buy it on Blu-ray. So I think it just got bit by that bug. But yeah, it definitely deserved it. Beating out Midnight Sky, which was next up to win was Midnight Sky. But yeah, One and Only Ivan, Love and Monsters, and Mulan were the other nominations. So I think Tenet really deserved it overall.
Yeah.
It was also nominated in the production design, but we know which one beat that out.
Wasn't it Mank?
Yeah. People love their old school Hollywood come back to life, and especially the Academy, because they are old school white men just sitting there like wanting nostalgia, spit all over them, and they got it with Mank. Also up was Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, The Father, and News of the World. I really enjoyed News of the World's production design, and then you'll see The Father how good that production design is, and how that flat that he lives in really is like a character in itself. And then Ma Rainey's Black Bottom taking a set piece and making this whole larger set come to life was really remarkable. But Mank took production design. How do you feel?
I feel like with Mank it's a bit like The Artist. It just kind of looks beautiful because they expect it to win because of the nostalgia of old school Hollywood.
Yeah, and it did. Also with the old school Hollywood feel, because Mank was also up for Best Costume, and we got to see, Amanda Seyfried and those all those great, outfits, and Mank in his suits, old school wool suits. But Pinocchio, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Emma, and Mulan were also up for costume, and I believe the one that you liked won, right?
Ma Rainey's Black Bottom.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because I loved Ma Rainey's outfit and obviously the suits and stuff at the time. It was beautiful.
Yeah, those pinstripe suits are really great, and yeah, Viola really had an awesome like 20s kind of look to her. Uh, I really enjoyed Emma for costume design. Bright, it had these like hats. They created these hats, and it had like birds and flowers hanging off of it, and it was just really vibrant, and I really enjoyed Emma. But happy that Ma Rainey took home not only that Oscar, but also makeup and hair.
Again, which other one? Going back to Emma, I recently watched that for the first time. That really felt like a Wes Anderson film.
It was fun. The lady who's older, she was like a supporting character, like the funny, fun one. She was one of the best characters from 2020. I really enjoyed her.
Is that the British woman from Spy?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah, she's good. She is.
she's so funny. Also up for makeup and hair was Pinocchio, Mank, Emma, and Hillbilly Elegy. Pinocchio was interesting because they made the boy really look like he was a wooden boy. and it was all done with the makeup instead of CGI. And Mank's makeup nomination is interesting to me because it's similar to Ma Rainey, where it's not it's subtle, you know, and it's not off-putting when you're watching it. So Ma Rainey winning back to back was good for them, because spoiler alert, that's their only wins.
Yeah, which is very, very sad, but we'll get to Best Actor in a bit.
Yeah. Okay. So we talked about animated feature with Soul winning, beating out Over the Moon, Onward, Wolfwalkers, and Shaun the Sheep movie Farmageddon. Have you seen that?
I've only seen Onward, Soul, and Wolfwalkers out of the 5.
Over the Moon and Farmageddon are both on Netflix. Farmageddon is a 2019 release. Okay, it was coming out in December of 2019 and didn't get into the Oscar race, so it re-released in 2020, and that's why it was able to get into this Oscar race. But it was like the lowest one to win if you were looking at odds. But one that was going to win if you were looking at odds was international film with Another Round. Did you get to check that one out?
No, not yet, but I will do. I want to watch it because I heard Leo's making a remake of it.
Yeah, immediately that's what they announced on Sunday. Like after Another Round had won, they're like, okay, Leo's going to do it. And he's going to be the Mads Mikkelsen character. Also up was Covida Ida, Man Who Sold His Skin, Best Days or Better Days, and Collective.
I think Another Round was going to be like the sure winner as soon as the nominations came out.
Yeah, because Thomas Vinterberg also got nominated for Best Director. So you know that it's a solid flick. And Collective is also up for documentary feature. But it's an international film from Romania. But My Octopus Teacher took it. Have you seen any of the documentary, Collective, Crip Camp Time, Mole Agent, or My Octopus Teacher?
Sadly, no, I'm not a big fan of documentaries.
Yeah, they're probably my least favorite to watch. But I do think that last year was a really, really solid year for documentaries. My Octopus Teacher it's a good documentary. It could have been a short, but it's just about hold on a second, sorry. Just about a guy and an octopus just hanging out, and even when the octopus is in trouble and such, like he just lets nature take over and let it be what it's supposed to be. So it's really sad. But the number one thing about it is it's gorgeous. Like you're underwater, everything's so vibrant. All the coral is really nice. I really like that one. Crip Camp was interesting, really powerful about a Crip camp that also just wants to be treated normal and fair like everybody else and have the same sort of opportunities that everyone gets. So really powerful. And that one's also produced by President Obama and Michelle Obama. So, but yeah, My Octopus Teacher took that. Let's see. What do we got? Cinematography. Got Mank, Judas and the Black Messiah, Trial of the Chicago 7, Nomadland, and News of the World.
I think this one is my biggest surprise.
Yeah. Mank. Right?
It was beautiful. It was beautiful. Mank was a beautiful film.
Yeah.
So I really like how it looks like a film from the old glory days of Hollywood.
Yeah, and it doesn't read as much at home, but the sound and everything and the way it looked, and they had like the cigarette burns in the corners, like it was totally old school way of filming, and they just really developed that whole way of filming like they did back in the day. I wonder if they used 35 millimeter, but this is just another thing that the Academy just loves Hollywood being spit back in their face, and that's what they got with the cinematography, but literally right in their face because of how well they did that. What did
Sorry,
you want to win?
you reminded me of Fight Club then when you said cigarette burns.
Nice.
Yeah.
Who did you want to win that one? Trial of Chicago 7?
No, it was Judas and the Black Messiah.
Yeah. Yeah, I really liked News of the World for sure that year for cinematography. But speaking of the Judas and the Black Messiah, you also was your favorite. Well, you chose it, right? Fight for You for original song by her.
I chose the Celeste one.
Oh, Hear My Voice, The Trial of Chicago 7?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Fight for You won. Judas and the Black Messiah taking out Hear My Voice, Husavik, Speak Now, and EOC. On my YouTube page, I've been getting a lot of blowback about wanting Leslie Odom Jr. to win because, I'm a fan of his and Hamilton and whatnot. Because they're saying that Americans just pick people that they know. So we know Leslie Odom Jr., whereas Husavik is actually like the best song of the year and was in the picture, not in the credits. So I've been getting some blowback from wanting Leslie Odom Jr. to win because that Husavik song is blowing up over there. Have you? Is it playing on like radio out there? Do you know?
I'm not sure really, but you saying that because you're an American, you're rooting for Leslie Odom Jr. That's like because Celeste is also British. That's saying I'm rooting for Celeste because I'm British. It doesn't make any sense.
Hey, I'm with you. One of them was even saying that having Americans in the Eurovision Song Contest would be blasphemy.
Rachel McAdams is actually Canadian.
It kills me. It kills me. Who's Canadian? Rachel McAdams. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh, it's so funny. Okay. And best original score, also keeping up with sound, Soul. It was up against Mank, Minari, The Five Bloods, and News of the World.
And Minari should have won.
Minari should have won, but Soul took it. How do you feel?
I feel like most animated films have like taken this award. So I remember Up also took original score and best animated film, and both Soul and Up are directed by Pete Docter. So that is a bit strange.
Yeah. And Atticus Finch, Atticus Ross,
That's it.
right?
And Trent Reznor.
Yeah. They nominated her for a score for Mank and Soul, but this time had the other gentleman with them and won it. It was a really good speech for the score. I think it's the same sort of thing where you just know that the guy or the person really loves what they're doing and really cares about film. And like I love seeing speeches about that because like that's what it's all about, you know.
Yeah, I mean the only bad thing about Trent Reznor is I'm not a big fan of Nine Inch Nails.
Yeah. So, do you think that played in Soul and Mank though? Did you hear any Nine Inch Nails, like in the background? Any homage to it?
No, but I do think Trent Reznor is a better film composer than a heavy metal singer.
Hey, yeah. I mean, he's definitely winning awards for it, as we can see here. Okay, let's talk shorts. We have a live action short. Two Distant Strangers won, beating out The Letter Room, Wide Eye, Feeling Through, and The Present. You saw Two Distant Strangers.
Yes, I loved it. I loved every single second of it. I wish it was longer.
Yeah. The guy that they got to play the cop was so perfect. I mean, he's such a dirtbag. And even all the way up until the end, you're like wondering what's going on. Does it continue? You know, does he get to his dog ever? It's a super super powerful short, and especially in what we've been dealing with and what everyone's been dealing with over the all of our lives pretty much. Um, it was a pretty powerful short, and it definitely deserves the win. I liked Feeling Through. They used a real deaf and blind man as one of the actors in there, and then The Letter Room, of course, starring Oscar Isaac. I'm surprised. I thought they were going to give it to it. Thought they were going to give it to The Letter Room because there's an actual main actor, but no, Two Distant Strangers deserved it for sure.
Definitely, it was a very well written film.
Yeah, I hope they do make like a longer version of it, even though we may be getting tired of the whole dying, coming back to life, living the same day over and over again. We had Happy Death Day recently. Boss Level with Mel Gibson came out. It's the same thing. This another one.
Palm
Yeah,
Springs.
those are the top. Yeah, Palm Springs. Yeah, exactly. Perfect. Yeah. So we may be getting too much of it right now, but if this was the last one that we see for in a while, then it's a really, really good one to see. So Netflix, go check it out. It's a must watch. Just like the must watch winner from animated short. If Anything Happens, I Love You. Beat out Burrow, Opera, Genus Loki, and Yes People. Have you seen any of the shorts?
I want to see the one that won and Burrow.
Yeah, Burrow's on Disney Plus. It came out when Soul came out, and then If Anything Happens, I Love You is the Netflix short that is so powerful that you'll cry in 13 minutes.
Yeah,
Uh,
they
and
need
it's
to
old.
play. They need to play more short films in the cinema instead of commercials and adverts because I feel like short films need more recognition.
Sure, and I agree with you. But when the Oscar nominations do come out, they bundle the five together, and then they show them on screen. Probably not everywhere, but in LA for sure. Um, but the thing is, if they were to put them before movies, like when Coco came out, there was 20 minutes of trailers. Then they put the Frozen short before it, which is also 20 minutes. And then you have an hour and 45-minute movie. And it's just like 40 minutes before an hour and 45 minutes is just so much that, kids got restless. I got restless. It would, they do it for Disney, movies like, before they were doing it. But I think it has to be under a certain amount of time. So if it's like a under 10-minute short, I can see you throwing it in there. But these live action shorts, like Two Distant Strangers, is 32 minutes. So if they were to put that before like Tenet, it's a little exhausting. So, but I do think that they should bundle shorts up together to make a full length 2 hour block so people can really see these because yeah, a lot of these are really good. If Anything Happens, I Love You is old school sketch animation, and I love seeing that. I believe Burrow was the same way. So I love the old school sketch animation. Kind of like Wolfwalkers.
Yeah, yeah.
And then talk about underdogs winning for documentary shorts. We had Love Song for Latasha, Colette, Do Not Split, Hunger Ward, and A Concerto as a Conversation. Colette won.
What was Colette about?
She was she was living in a world, when not Nazi occupied France, and then the resistance took courage, but 75 years later, one's ghosts may take even more. So her past is coming back to her, and it's like her granddaughter and her having conversations about her past. It was so surprising because A Love Song for Latasha was number one and A Concerto as a Conversation was number two. So Colette was down at the bottom in it. I mean, if you bet $100, you would have won like $3,000 at the Oscar or in Vegas. So the odds, that's the way to gamble, is you got to go for something that's an actual gamble. And that really was. And I was shocked that it won.
That was the same as when Leicester City Football Club won the Premier League. It was like really high odds, and yet they won the Premier League, and I'm assuming a lot of people got rich who betted on them.
Yeah, yeah. Especially if you do it like earlier in the season, because as they start to do better, those odds go down and down and down and down. But if you got it at the beginning of the season, yeah, you would have made a bundle, a bundle. But that leaves us with our last three categories, or four. Let's talk. Let's talk best director. We had Thomas Vinterberg, David Fincher, Chloe Zhao, Emerald Fennell, and Lee Isaac Chung. So another round: Mank, Nomadland, Promising Young Woman, and Minari. Chloe Zhao, she won.
Yeah, yeah, I'm happy that another woman's taken the title.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, yeah, I would have been happy with Emerald Fennell winning as well.
Yeah, I would have been too, because obviously she's one of my fellow Brits.
Yeah. Also, Lee Isaac Chung, because I think he had a great. He got the best acting that he possibly could out of those 4 or 5 characters, and yeah, really, really elevated it. I'm shocked that Minari didn't win more, but yeah, Chloe Zhao taking it, second female ever to win. 2 females nominated in the same year. It broke some records there. But yeah, we talked about Nomadland on the other podcast, and what's the movie itself isn't something that you were like, oh my gosh, that was incredible. I want to rewatch it right now. But all the technique involved, cinematography, the writing, the directing, allowing actual real people act in the movie instead of just the 2 main actors, because that's the only people that we know. Everybody else was real. And just to take that chance was really inspiring. So she totally deserves the win.
So it's a bit like the Florida Project.
Yes. But I like Florida Project more for some reason. Huh. I wonder what's going on there. Maybe the kids? Yeah, I would rather watch Florida Project right now over Nomadland.
Yeah.
Just personally. Okay, so that brings us to, well, what was next was Best Picture.
Yes, as I was saying, I'm surprised they put this third the last, not the last one like they normally do.
Always last. Always last. But we had Nomadland, Mank, Judas and the Black Messiah, Sound of Metal, Trial of Chicago 7. What else? What else? Promising Young Woman. 2 more. Minari and why am I missing one? The Father. There we go.
Yeah.
Those are the 8.
Yeah, I literally thought the father would have stole it.
It could have, especially because of what we've been talking about, the old Hollywood loving, old school actors, and Anthony Hopkins being who he is, could have elevated that movie to Best Picture winner, but the winner was Nomadland.
Yeah.
So Chloe Zhao comes right back up and collects another Oscar. She wins because she was producer, followed by Frances McDormand, who came up because she was also executive producer. So now she's won her 3rd Oscar at this point. What do you think?
I kind of had a feeling in the back of my mind Nomad was going to win because of a lot of people were praising it as like the top film of last year, but I'm counting it as this year's film for my awards.
Yeah, as you should. Yeah, I really enjoyed Sound of Metal. Minari and Promising Young Woman, I would have been happy. Like how we always like our picks, but they never win for Best Picture. That would have been great. But yeah, Nomadland took it. It's just like it's because of the technique that was brought to the film. I mean, it was really elevated, and I think that's why it won Best Picture. And it's been sweeping all the awards. Chloe Zhao and Nomadland have been sweeping all the awards. So
Out of all them films that were nominated for Best Picture, out of the ones I've seen, Promising Young Woman is still my favourite.
yeah, a lot of people are still talking about that movie, which is good. It should be talked about more.
Did you like my review?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I love how you just go into depth about what it is and what it means to you was really good because it affects everybody in different ways, and it's a good flick.
Definitely.
What's your next review?
I haven't really thought about it yet, so I've been trying to catch up on the written ones.
Yeah, nice. Okay, so next up, it was a shocker to me because out comes Renee Zellweger, and usually the Best Actress winner from last year gives us the nominations and Oscar for Best Actor and vice versa. So we thought Best Actor was next, but she came out to deliver Best Actress, which again never happens. This is Andra Day, Vanessa Kirby, Viola Davis, Frances McDormand, and Carey Mulligan nominated. And the Oscar goes to
Frances McDormand.
That's right.
She is now the actor with the second most Academy Awards. Catherine Hepburn still number one with 4, but she's number 2 with 3.
Well, she acting awards because now Frances has 4 because she's now a 3-time Best Actress winner, but also she won it for Nomadland, so she's a 4-time Oscar winner.
Is that the same with Brad Pitt winning an Oscar for 12 Years a Slave?
Yeah, he has an Oscar, but not an acting Oscar. He's got the Best Picture, but just still an Oscar and that's a top Oscar. But first time ever that a woman won Best Actress and Best Picture in the same year. So she already broke more barriers in this one. In her speech, she just comes up and just says, I love this. She's not up there trying to be political or anything. She just is like, I love this game and this creative outlet, and I just want to keep doing it. And if you throw awards at me, great. If not, cool. She still just wants to keep working. And I'm sad Andrew didn't win. I think the two moneymakers in Vegas were Carey Mulligan or Viola Davis was a close second. So Frances McDormand coming in and winning was a huge surprise. Total shocker to me, but happy that Frances was able to snag another award.
I was upset that Carrie didn't win because I liked her dress.
Yeah, it was crazy when they were announcing who the nominees. She was like in the dark. They didn't even light up her area that she was in. But yeah, she had a nice like red dress on. I didn't even get to see it.
Mm-hmm.
But the most shocking of the night, Best Actor. Out comes Joaquin Phoenix, Best Actor winner from last year for Joker, and it was so awkward. The nominees were Anthony Hopkins, Riz Ahmed, Stephen Yeun, Chadwick Boseman, and Gary Oldman. And he opens up the card and says, Anthony Hopkins, on behalf of the Academy, we'd like to accept this award on his behalf. Closes up, turns around, and leaves, and that's it. So my theory is they knew that was going to be an outcry when Chadwick didn't win. So they waited till the very last Oscar to give it away so that they can just leave and not have any sort of backlash afterwards, because I guarantee the crowd would have booed. I'm sure if there was, an audience, it would have just been like tomatoes thrown up on stage. Congratulations to Anthony Hopkins. Obviously, we know that he is one of our best actors out there. But, Chadwick Boseman definitely at least the same best performance in the same year. So how come you give it to Anthony Hopkins and not Chadwick, who is equally, if not more, deserved to win?
I had a feeling this was going to happen when Chadwick lost the BAFTA, and I was just worried. I haven't even worrying for 2 weeks that this is a two-man race.
Yeah, yeah, and Anthony Hopkins wasn't even there. He was in his house in Wales. Apparently, he did.
He was still
Thank
in
you,
bed
Chad.
asleep.
What'd you say?
He was still in bed asleep.
Yeah, there was no way he could have stayed awake for it. So yeah, he did do a shout out the next day. He shouted out Chadwick. So, at least he knows that it was unexpected as well, because we all it was unexpected. They could have told him that he was going to win and not to be on screen because there may be an outcry, but. Yeah, I mean, once you see the movie, you'll understand why he's at least nominated. But gotta say, one of the biggest upsets in a really, really, really long time. In in a show full of upsets. So this one was huge.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. What do you want from the Oscars next year? Is the question I'm asking on my mind.
Yeah, I want the obviously things to go back to the way that they were. Everyone can see these movies in the theater, enjoy them. But I think just because people like they're just not watching the movies that come out, like Ma Rainey, Trial of Chicago 7. These movies have been out for months now. They come out in 2020. Even Nomadland, Sound of Metal, and I think people just weren't seeing them. This was the lowest rated Oscars in like history, pretty much. It's like 50% below even last year. So I just don't think people are seeing the movies. So I want people to go out, see these movies. They're fun, they're important, they're real, and you like have your own opinion about them.
Definitely, definitely. And we don't have to always like what's nominated, do we?
No, no, because yeah, there's some stuff that I really didn't like the one and only Ivan. I didn't really care for that, but yeah, it is what it is. Charlie Chicago 7. It was a fine film, but Best Picture, up for Best Picture. Who am I?
Yeah, I kind of had a feeling. I don't know. Would the Trial of the Chicago 7 still be worth a watch now? Still, because it was a good movie when it came out.
Yeah, I mean every movie is worth at least the one view, but I don't think I'd go back and see it. You know, I don't think I'd go back and revisit it unless we were doing like a Aaron Sorkin thing,
Yeah, yeah,
countdown or something.
definitely.
But
Definitely.
overall, I watched pretty much every second of the Oscars. I enjoyed it. It's like a TV show. It's like television. You're watching it, you get disappointed, you scoff, you wonder what's going to happen next, and it's full of emotion. And they tried to have some fun in there with Little Rel and Glenn Close and Daniel Kaluuya, but it just didn't work. But yeah, overall, enjoyed the show. It was entertaining, and somebody who loves movies as much as I do, I was happy to be a part of it
Do
at
you
home
think
here watching
do
it.
you think they should bring back the host?
Yes, definitely. Yes, a host is. I mean, I started watching the Oscars when Robin Williams and Whoopi and Billy Crystal were hosting. And they were just the best. So I think, yeah, just stick to really funny comedians. It's a shame that Kevin Hart was the one who ruined it all because he was so popular at the time, and then had the allegations against him, and then they took him off of it, and then never brought back a host, and still haven't. So yeah, next year let's get a host, let's get an audience, and let's get some movies that people really love and want to see and be a part of. Because you and I have talked more about Promising Young Woman than we have Nomadland. We've talked more about Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. So it's like, let's integrate good movies and movies we love together and put them in the Oscars. Palm
Yeah.
Springs, at least for original screenplay, right? It was such a good. They don't know what they're talking about.
I know Andy Samberg could have gotten Best Actor nomination. He is actually a good actor in comedy roles, and I feel like they do only limit genres. They don't actually nominate comedic performances, and some comedic performances are quite good. Same with action performances.
Yeah, Melissa McCarthy for Bridesmaids. I mean, if it's a good performance, it doesn't matter what genre it's out of. It should be eligible, and we should be able to put those smaller movies and roles into these major categories.
Definitely, definitely, because I personally would have given Hot Fuzz Best Editing.
Yeah, and did it get any nominations?
No, I don't think so, really. I think it's obviously more of an audience pleasing film than a critically acclaimed film.
Yeah, cult classic. Yeah, absolutely. Which some of these movies may be. Like
Yeah,
Sound of Metal, I can see getting like a sort of cult following.
yeah, definitely, definitely.
Sweet. Awesome. All right, let's put the Oscars to bed. It's
Definitely.
almost May in 2021, and we're still talking last year movies. Let's move on and enjoy the new movies that come out.
Yeah, but I still have to wait till June for The Father.
Yeah, it's unfortunate you still have a couple of major ones to see, but we'll be watching them on your first takes on TikTok.
Yeah, I will, I will. I will make sure. So yeah, I bet you'll be looking forward to Friday's video of Nomadland.
Yes, because finally you get to see it.
Yeah. God damn
Cool.
it, 2020 for delaying these good films.
Yeah, and it's not fair that like it's so easily, we can watch it on Hulu and VOD or whatnot, and yeah, you guys don't get all the same sort of luxury.
Yeah, but I'm hoping when the cinema opens it'll be better because when they started open cinemas it was only £5 and I think that's quite cheap for cinema, so I'm happy to go if it stays £5.
Last night, so I have a movie pass for my local theater here, so I just pay, it's $23 and you get to see unlimited movies. Literally, you can walk in one movie, go into another, see the same movie as many times as you want. But last night, my friends came with me to go see Mortal Kombat, and I was able to get in for free because I've paid my $23. Their ticket was $18. $18. It's not even fair. Like, it used to be 14, so now they added more dollars to it, and it's just like nobody wants to pay almost $20 to see a movie, and it's been told because nobody paid $30 to watch Mulan or $30 to watch Raya and the Last Dragon to keep it. So to all $18 to not just to remember it was crazy. So
That's
yeah,
another.
£5 sounds cheap.
Yeah, that'll be a good thing when the Disney films come out to cinema because £5 or £20, I'd rather pick the £5, don't see it in the cinema.
Yeah, absolutely. Are you gonna get vaccinated, do you think, and start headed out to places?
I've had my first vaccine. I'm still waiting for my second one.
Cool. How'd it go?
I had it done a couple of months ago. It was well, I only got a little bit lightheaded and a bad arm from it. I didn't have any bad side effects from it.
Yeah, well, watch out for the second one. I hear it's worse. So,
Oh God.
um, cool, great. What a show! What an episode!
Definitely. But talk about the Oscars, and we got to talk about going to the cinema. So, happy days.
Happy days. Yeah, I know. Cool. Well, definitely let us know when you do get to go back to the theater. And yeah,
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
yeah. Cool. Well, where can everybody find you? Where's all the good stuff?
Well, the Fleming Film Show, or the Film Podcast, as you call it, is now on YouTube. So there are a couple of our past episodes on there. But if you want our old episodes, go on Spotify and Google us, the Fleming Film Show.
The Fleming Film Show. Awesome. And I'm at Worth the View Movies and all the things. And yeah, go if you're still in the Oscar mood. I did the Oscar week. My favorites of the year. Every day is like 4 videos that I put out of every category. So yeah, go check that out on all the things.
Nice. Nice. We'll end things here on a good note.
Yeah, awesome.
Awesome. Right. See you later, Justin. Take care.
All right, Rob. We'll see you next time. Bye, you guys. Thanks to the Patreon for supporting Rob, and yeah, keep listening.
Oh yeah, thank you, Ben Sean, the commentary filmmakers. Totally forgot about you. Thanks for reminding me, Justin.
It's why we're here. It's why we're partners.
Right. Take care, buddy.
All right. See you next time.
Bye.